Drill cook up.
Hey y'all.
What's up? I'm Rachel.
I'm Bria.
Y'all been paying attention?
Fat ass.
It ain't. I'm Bria.
I'm Rachel.
And welcome back to another episode of
Be fucking for real.
Because If You Can Be Anything.
Be fucking for real.
All right.
Heard?
Let's get to it, girl. How you doing?
I'm good. Okay. So you talking about what I needed to be fucking for real.
Girl, I'm just asking you doing. You
oh.
went to the...
Sorry.
Girl, you nervous? Is you cool?
Whew, we've been doing this for a while. I should be
Man.
nervous. All right,
Jesus.
go ahead. Start over.
Hi.
Get back for real.
How are you today in this moment?
I'm good, twin. What's up?
Fuck is girl? She's a little delirious, guys. We've been here a while. Okay, what's one thing you had to be fucking for real about this week? Put your tongue back here.
Oh my God. Okay, what I had to be fucking for real about. Ooh, I should have thought about this. Ooh. Damn, and I really had a good one and it slipped my mind. You go first and then I'll come back to me.
Protect your energy. Mm-hmm. It's okay to say no. It's really okay to say no. If you don't really feel like it, don't do it.
Okay.
You know, it's okay to say no.
Literally, okay, now it came back to me. Mine was kind of on the same like wavelength of like being okay saying no, but also like really determining what's important in your life. Whether it's relaxation, whether it's hanging with friends, whether it's being outside, and like determine the importance of the things that you would like to do in your life and then do those things only.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's not important or if someone's not pouring into you the same way you're pouring into them, to your point, it's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no.
You don't have to overextend yourself.
You gotta take care of you, baby. You gotta put you first, Lucius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into these drinks. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We drinking the same thing over again, so it's not too much of an explanation. We got Sabby B and we got a little Prosecco P. Cheers.
But I did refill my glass because y'all know I be drinking for real.
To the girls'
wine,
weekend.
that is. Judge your mammy.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Delicioso.
Right. Rachel, it's your turn. Oh, you got it?
Yep. All right.
What shall we talk about today?
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Hey, shake your booty.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Okay, this one fell out. So
All right.
That's what we going with.
Drum roll, please. You don't seem that
Loneliness.
Ew.
Well, because it was misspelled, so I had to really, my brain had to
yikes.
over it.
Okay.
Yuck. No, loneliness.
Lonely, broken hearted, life's not over. You can start again when I'm lonely.
Would Kadir approve of that?
Wow. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not Brandy. I'm Bria. Golly.
B&B.
B&B. All right. With a little R&B.
Yeah, period.
Okay.
So, okay, loneliness. Let's talk about, we're going to keep it light at the beginning and then we may dig a little deeper, depending on the, time. So loneliness. What does loneliness look like for you in this season of dating? If you have felt loneliness at all, what does it look like?
I think it's just like feeling a sense of lack of like emotional, physical connection and just attaching that to like a certain level of sadness by not, being in connection. What about you?
Is it like, okay, so I'm going to answer your question, but now that I got questions in my brain.
I got questions.
Is it like a fleeting sadness? Like I'm sad today, tomorrow I'm back on my shit? Or is it like, do you allow it to linger a couple days, a couple hours? Like how do you regulate those feelings that you have?
I think it's dependent in the seasons of my life and my ability to regulate. I think more so now, I think it's more so moments of loneliness.
Okay.
And I think I have to like really like, okay, well, what feels like what's missing here? Like, why do I feel this feeling? And I have to like be fucking for real with myself on like why I feel lonely. And then it's like, okay, what do I want to do with this lonely? How do I want to regulate, right? Do I want to watch something? Do I want to call a friend? Do I want to, go do something active? Like, what do I want to do with this feeling?
Okay.
But I think in some seasons it has been like a prolonged thing because I lacked a certain level of intimacy that I wanted. But I also think like when you have a certain level of wholeness in yourself, not that the feeling won't come, but it just won't be as big.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
For me, loneliness, it looks the same. So it's more of like just a feeling. So it could be, triggered by something I see on social media. It could be a show that I'm watching. It could be interactions with people. It could just be random things. I do allow myself to feel those emotions, usually until the end of the day, because once I go to sleep and wake up, I feel like that's me restarting. Sometimes it does linger on, but usually when I realize it's that time of the month, so then everything's fine. The world is ending and now it's okay. No, but I do allow myself to feel those emotions, and like you said, like what am I going to do with that? And as I've gotten older and really been more in touch with my emotions, it's usually me sitting in my feelings or like telling a friend, like, girl, this is how I'm feeling. These are my intrusive thoughts if I'm having any. And then I feel better because I've gotten it out and I'm not keeping it to myself.
Right.
And then, like I said, once I go to sleep and wake up, like I feel a lot better. Because I know the loneliness it's a fleeting emotion. It's not every day. I know that my life is great. And I know that at some point that feeling won't be there in a sense of like interpersonal like connection. Relationships with people. It's just that's what I feel at that moment. And yeah, I mean, I'm grateful that I can label it as like I feel lonely in this moment versus like what is this empty feeling that I feel. Right. But I'm appreciative of it, and I definitely know how to address it now that I've gotten older. Yeah. And not allowing conversations to sneak in because I feel lonely and now I'm out here
doing whatever.
Yeah, just giving it out. What the hell? Look, okay.
Tolerate. Yeah. But let me ask you this. What do you feel like the difference between loneliness and being alone is?
I think that being alone, when all these cameras are shut off, all the lights are off, everybody leaves, I'm alone. Like,
right, I'm by myself.
Alone is a natural state of where I'm at because I live by myself. And so I function in that well because it allows me to have space to decompress. It allows me space to process my emotions, and I don't have the riffraff of a partner or kids around to kind of cloud that judgment. Right. So I would say alone is the natural state that I'm in. Loneliness is when I'm sitting on a couch. Y'all know it's cold as hell outside. We in the 30s today. And it's like, oh my God, I wish I had my man, my big fun strong man to like cuddle up on that couch with, and we can watch a movie and we can eat popcorn and decorate the tree, and do all the things. Like that is a loneliness feeling that I long for. But
I'm glad you said that word.
Also, I know, like I said, or like it's a fleeting feeling. Like I know that's what I want and that's what I long for, but it's not my time right now for that. And I know how to separate the two. Right. At the stage I'm at now. Right.
I agree. You? I think being alone is the state of being. Yeah. Right. In absence of presence. And then I think loneliness is like the longing and the desire and feeling that you don't have that connection. But yeah, that would be my basic definition. So let me follow up and ask you this. Do you feel like there is value in being alone or loneliness? And if so, what value does it bring?
I definitely think that there's value in being alone. I think like I was saying earlier, like it allows you to really process how you feel, what you're feeling, what you're not feeling, your emotions, decompress from the day, sit on my couch, drink a glass of wine. I can really just relax. I think there's power in that because you can regulate your emotions. I think it's important for every adult to have that space. Even if you are in a relationship or even if you're married, I think it's important for you to have time to be alone. So whether it's, I'm going to go upstairs, the kids and my husband downstairs, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to sit on the couch and drink wine. For men, I got a man cave. I'm going to go in the man cave. I'm going to watch the football games. I'm going to have me a couple beers, whatever. Because I think it allows you space from the natural ups and downs of the day to really just feel how you feel. And I think because you have that, you're able to better communicate with your partner how you feel. I've had time to think about it. This is how I feel, or this was my mistake. This is what I could have done better. And singleness, I think it allows, especially with dating, to really sit down and think about, is this something I want to pursue? Right. Because you can get caught up in the texting, the FaceTime, the phone calls every day, and you really don't have time to process what is actually going on. Is this truly a person that I want to be with? Like, out of everything they said, are their core values aligned with my core values? Right. And so in that aspect, I think it's important being single as well, because you need the time to really decompress and sit with yourself. And I think if you are comfortable sitting with yourself and your emotions, you already 10 steps ahead of the game, because a lot of people are not okay with that. They rip and run because the thoughts in their head don't slow down. So they rip and run. Yeah. Or they drink to suppress those feelings, or smoke, or do drugs, or whatever the case may be. So if you're able to sit in your emotions, in the quietness, in the stillness of your home, because your home should be a safe space, should be the safest space that you have, you 10 steps ahead of the game.
Yeah. I feel like anybody who can't be alone with themselves for whatever reason, that's a big problem.
Oh, for sure. A red flag. Absolutely.
I love my alone time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just recently, I took myself to brunch. I went to a movie. I went to the gym. And I had a ball. Like, if I can't have fun with me, like...
Because if you can't go to Bella Noche's...
What the hell can you go? Like,
nowhere.
I just don't... I feel like that is a big indication of, like, we have some work to do. Because, again, what we're really talking about is we're filling voids. Yeah. And because I am dysregulated in my own discomfort of being alone, I have to seek and pull and like connect in a particular way to make the uneasiness feel a little more settled. Yeah. And it's like, no, like, what are you running from? Yeah. What do you not want to address in those silent moments, right? Maybe it is the anxiety kicking your ass, right? Maybe it is the intrusive thoughts or the depressed mood or all those things. And when you need to hop off your couch and hop on the ladies' couch. Yeah. Or talk to God. Like, I mean, and both, right? Yeah. Like, being in a space of like being settled in your own spirit, in your company, I think that is just a true gift. And like anybody BFFs that cannot, or if you cannot, we got some work to do. Yeah. We truly got some work to do.
My next question, which you kind of talked about it a little bit, was going to be, in your feeling of loneliness, are you okay like dating yourself or going out with yourself? And you spoke to that of like, I went to the movies and I went to brunch and...
Let me tell you, I am a top tier dater. Yeah. Like, dating myself, what, baby? We go out to eat. We go to the spa. We've done staycations. I've been on a solo trip. Like, I have romanticized my life so much. Yeah. Like, girl, it's nothing. Like, baby, Big Mama get what Big Mama wants. Yeah. Right? And I love that stuff. I know how to celebrate myself. I know how to sit with myself. I know how to honor myself. I know how to do all these things. So, like, it's nothing to me, right? Like, big or small. And yeah. I was very intentional in that process. I used to have a jar, and I may want to bring that back in 2026. Because I think even in being in a relationship, I think it's still important to have like intimate time with yourself, whether that's dating yourself in that particular way or just having that time. I used to have a jar of like different activities that I wanted to do. And like once a month, I'll pull out the jar and, you know, I'll go do that activity by myself. And one thing about mom was like, I just really admire you. You're just a brave soul. Like, you'll go to a concert by yourself. You'll go out of town by yourself. You'll do a lot of things. And my thing is, well, who else I'm gonna do it with?
Yeah, you can't wait on everybody else.
You can't wait on everybody. And it's like, I love my friends and I love the time that we have. But yeah, I'm gonna go do it. I think where it gets a little dicey is like when we enjoy a little bit too much time to ourselves. Yeah. It's like, okay, now come back into society. We still need people. Yeah. But yeah, like, no, I have absolutely no problem dating myself. What about you?
I was gonna say, I definitely got to a point. This was, what's this? I would say 10 to 12 years ago, where I felt comfortable doing things by myself because I realized I wanted to do so much. And I would ask friends, I'd ask people, and they couldn't do it. And no offense to them, but it was like, that's what I want to do. Right. So I started going to the bars by myself, going to the restaurant by myself, like just doing things that I wanted to do. Now I don't have as much time. I still try to incorporate stuff by myself, But when I was back at home before I moved to Atlanta, like every Sunday, like I would get up and I would pick a new brunch place to go.
Right.
And I would sit at the bar, or I sit in the booth, just kind of depending on my mood if I want to talk to people. And I would just, eat brunch or try a new place.
Yep.
And so I've gotten back into that a little bit here, not as much as I was. Because, girl, Big Mama be tired.
And it be expensive in the streets.
Well, that too. But sometimes even me treating myself is me staying in that bed longer than 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, okay, I'm going to get out the bed at noon or 1 or 2. Like, that's still a treat because I don't typically get to do that.
Right.
And just really being like, this is a day I dedicate to do nothing. So I'm definitely okay dating myself, being alone, being by myself. I think it's important because that's when you really find out what you really like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
And dating, which this is a whole nother topic, but like dating as you get older is harder because you have done those, well, in theory, you would have done those things. You've dated yourself, so you know what you like, what you don't like, what you're willing to deal with, what you're not. Versus dating younger, you don't know those things. You're just kind of figuring it out as you're dating someone. Yeah. So
absolutely. I agree. So in being alone or, in spaces of loneliness, like, why do you think, and I think we kind of touched it a little bit, like, what do you think the number one reason people feel uncomfortable with sitting in that loneliness or that space?
I think a lot of it has to do with trauma. And I think a lot of it is unhealed trauma or unrecognized trauma. I think there are specific things where it's like, this was traumatic to my life and you can point it out. But I think when it comes to, when we talk about like love languages, for example, I think those, and I've seen on social media where it correlates to what you didn't get as a child, but I also think it can correlate to what you did get as a child. And that's what makes you feel most loved. And so I think when you sit in the, wait, what was I about to say? I lost my whole train of thought. Completely lost my whole train of thought. Hold on. What was the question?
I said, why do you think most people are uncomfortable sitting in that loneliness?
Oh, yes, because it's unrecognized trauma.
Correct.
And I think when we address, when you're dating someone and you realize these things are triggers, then you really have to assess, like, where are they coming from deeper than like, oh, my parents did this, this, and that. Like, it could be something like your childhood friend offended you and you didn't even realize how much that had a hold on you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's just really sitting with self. And I think it comes from a space of fear. One thing we talk about, like, in therapy, from a therapeutic perspective and, like, as a therapist, is like, how do we learn to sit in silence? And I think sometimes it's our natural nature to, like, have something to fill the space. And sometimes as a therapist, like, you just got to sit in that silence and hold that space. Right. And so I think tying it back, I think people are very uncomfortable with their own silence. Right. And it's like some silence doesn't have to be filled. Well, silence doesn't have to be filled with anything. Right. Right. It's just presence. It's just emotion. It's just sitting in and dropping in and really feeling and really going through the emotion and really allowing it to have its space and time. But I think people become so avoidant of those things. It's just like, okay, well, let me scroll on my phone, or like, let me go call somebody, or let me go do X, Y, Z. And they don't really get to hear the echoes in their own rooms. Yeah. And I think some of it is the fear of the unknown, because it's like, if I sit with my emotions, what is that going to bring up? Right. And because I don't know what it's going to bring up, I'd rather avoid it. But I think there's strength in facing those fears or those emotions head on, because then you know how to move forward. Like, absolutely, this emotion made me feel X, Y, and Z. So when I have that emotion with someone, I'm like, wow, this emotion correlates back to this. That made me mad, or that made me sad, or that, whatever the case may be. It's just a part of growth. And I think you have to take responsibility for your own growth after a while. Like, it can't be everyone else. You have to get to a point of like, I'm okay being by myself. And I don't know what that looks like for everybody. For me, it was just like, Let's say, how do we get there?
Yeah, that was the track I was on. I was like, how did I get to that place of just being okay being alone? I think it just naturally happened because out of my ex, the situation I was in, I just always felt alone or lonely. So I got to a place of being comfortable with it, but I didn't know what to do with my emotions. And then once I talk about, again, when I went to therapy, she helped me break down those emotions. And it didn't make the loneliness any easier, but I knew how to place the emotions in certain boxes so they didn't all overwhelm me.
At the same time.
Yeah, like I'm alone right now. I feel sad. Sadness is the only emotion I can deal with right now. Right. I can't deal with anger or anything else. Sadness is what I can deal with. Let's process that.
Right.
But yeah, I would say I got to a breaking point.
Yeah.
I think, and I realized I wasn't okay.
Yeah. I think, and we talk a lot about dating and singleness, but like we don't talk a lot about like self-development in singleness. And I think being alone is a big characteristic of self-development to prepare you for a space of dating. And I think my personal journey of getting there, like I think I've always I was okay with like doing things by myself and, you know, being alone in moments. But I think there was a part of me that wanted connection through relationships. And, you know, I feel like I was in a space of just like constantly seeking, like, oh, I want a man, da, 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 da. And it's just like, okay, when do we put it all down and just focus on Bria?
Yeah.
And I feel like that was I feel like 2025 was like the first year that I was not in like multiple like situations. And like, I really was on Bria. Yeah. Like, and granted, I think all the things that were happening in my life forced that because I didn't have a capacity for it. But I think in being alone, like I naturally grew into like, I don't really desire to have that connection and pull. Like I really enjoy the space that I've created for myself. And I enjoy who I am in it. So I think it's like a choice and a shift. And it may come from, you know, recognizing like, oh shit, like I got some emotions here that I need to deal with. Or I think sometimes life just naturally forces you into that space. Or you can make a cognizant choice to say like, no, I really want to take this space and time. And I think if you really take your time in singleness to focus on self and being alone and not looking at it as loneliness, I think you like birth a version of yourself that can like navigate like if I'm with you or if I'm not with you.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've said this before, I think on a pod, when we're in relationship, it should be a you and a me that equals a we, not a W and E split in half. Right? And so in that space, it's like not attached to you. My me is still strong.
Yeah.
And it could be even better with the you and the me, right? But I'm cool in either direction.
Yeah.
And I think getting to that space is really, really important. So as we are winding down, what advice would you give to some of our BFFs that may be dealing with loneliness, especially in this cold ass season?
Look.
And maybe you ain't got a cuddle buddy. A cuddle buddy.
No, I would say to embrace the loneliness. Or no. I would say embrace being alone. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're lonely. I think it's important to really sit with yourself and sit with those emotions and really figure out like, what is it that you feel and why you feel? Like I feel like that's the root of being able to grow and heal, is to figure out why I feel this way and what made me feel this way. And how from whatever that situation may be, how I can move forward to not allow myself to get back to where I was.
Absolutely.
So really just being okay with sitting down and being alone.
Yeah.
Even if you have a roommate, you still can be alone. Like there are spaces to be alone, if that makes sense. Absolutely. And not allowing it to be like, oh my God, I'm so lonely, like a woe is me thing. Because I feel like once you get to that woe is me, now you've tapped into opening up yourself to anybody that comes in just to fill that void, like you were saying.
Yep. I'll tell a quick story. I remember it was probably about 10 plus years ago. And I was single and I was just kind of like, oh my God, like I feel so lonely. And I was trying to fill voids. And I literally went, God, fill this void. And literally from that moment, everything shifted. Like I felt more whole and at peace in myself because I felt like I was lacking something. And then shortly after that, my relationship kind of like began, right? And so I think that one way too is bring it to God. Like let him be the thing that you need and that you depend on in those moments. Because here's the real tea. Like you're never alone.
Yeah.
Like in that spiritual space, he's always there and he's always with you. Like you might not feel the physical presence and that's sometimes what we need. But like spiritually, we are never alone. Like we have him, we have our ancestors, we have our angels, like all the things. We are never alone. So sometimes we got to tap into that spirituality piece to really feel at peace.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, girl, this was a deep one.
Yeah,
this was a good one.
Less jokes, more tea.
Right. Yeah. Dropping gems. But yeah, so we gonna wrap this up.
All right, y'all.
And if you could be anything,
be fucking for real.
Bye.